Hey Sri Lanka, so I'm with one of Colombo's prolific producers, Izzy Hibshi, who's responsible for
Hey.
quite a few singles from, Acid way back in the day to very recently Yours Truly that features Rochelle Decibel. One part of Storm, well that used to be a girl group back in the day, now it's just not there, but that was a good girl group. Well, that later on. But right now, let's get to know the name. Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. How's
Yeah?
it going with you?
Shave scene, man. It's been busy. Don't you know? Don't you know? So let's get to know you, man, the producer. When did you start?
Um, let's see. I started a long time back. I think I was around 14 when I got my hands on FL Studio first. So that's
Right.
yeah. So that was a long time
So
back.
you started off just like iClown and most other people.
Yeah. I had a software and minimal music knowledge. I barely knew how to play the keyboard, let alone mixing, mastering, and so many things that I learned with time. But yeah, I started when I was 14.
Right. And now, what's your DAW?
I'm actually still working on FL as far as production goes, but I use Cubase for a lot of my mixing and mastering,
Right.
and a little bit of Reason on and off because Azlan forces me to. But yeah.
I know you started off doing instrumentals, but what
Yeah.
gave you the nudge to intro vocals into your productions?
I think I'm as much a songwriter as I am a producer.
You're
I
a
don't
songwriter?
exactly. A lot of people
Okay,
don't.
no,
yeah,
not a lot of people
yeah, know that about me. So everything I do, I write them as well. From Enemy to Alive to Yours Truly to Could Be Love. Those are all my lyrics. So I guess instrumentals just weren't the right outlet for me to make the kind of songs I wanted to. So.
Right. So your first track with vocals, that must
Yeah.
have been quite a toughie, huh? Because you had Markia all the way in Melbourne,
Yeah.
and then you had Shihara, who
Yeah.
lives in Colombo, but she's like a little hard to get because of work and things like
Yeah.
that. So how did that work out for you?
Enemy was again a weird time for me. It wasn't my first vocal track.
What was?
Well, I'd worked on a few songs for a few other artists. I worked with Stefan Nira, with you might have heard This Is Who We Are.
Mera Hamra.
Yeah, Mera Hamra.
Yes.
So I did. I wrote half of it with Azlan.
Okay.
We co-wrote the song. So that was one of the first songs I worked on with vocals.
History.
Yeah, I worked on a few of Delvin's songs along with once again with Azlan. So all those songs were kind of preparing me for I guess what was coming up, which was Enemy at the time. I wrote the lyrics. I recorded a demo with Azlan and I shot it across to Shehara, and she really liked it. And she came over to the studio. We recorded it simultaneously. I had Markia working on the lyrics in Australia.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you had Janani, you had
Yeah.
very recently AZ Sheriff, and Rochelle. And man, yours truly, though, that's your second entry on the Yes Homegrown Top
Yes.
15. And I don't think you were even expecting it to go
I
anywhere,
was
right?
not. I was. It was just something. I had a lot of fun making that song, and I just wanted to put it out just for the hell of it. But it's been getting a lot of tremendous feedback, much more than I expected.
You know, a lot of people kind of agree with me when I call you the Diplo of Sri Lanka. What
I-
do you have
I-
to say to that?
I love hearing that, but I don't necessarily agree with it. But I love hearing that because Diplo is like my biggest inspiration. So I bet you didn't even know that, right? So,
No, I
yeah.
didn't know that till like
Yeah.
right now. So you've been a producer for how long in the scene again?
In the scene professionally for about 2 years.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
But you've been around for a bit longer than
Yeah.
that, though, right?
As far as making music with Azlan and doing the whole thing, yeah, 2 years.
Nice. And where do you see trends going this year in terms of music in Lanka?
In Lanka would be a really hard thing for me to say because I honestly, I don't know. We have a very small English music scene. I think we can all agree. So I try not to focus entirely on that. I'm always looking at what's happening globally and trying to make sure we adhere to those standards. So as far as we can, live up to those expectations, yeah.
You say you write your own lyrics, right? Machan, I need to ask you this, right?
Okay.
Half these lyrics are about heartbreak and they can be sad in a kind of like a very
Yeah, I know.
good way. What's going on with you, bro?
I'm good.
Are
I'm
you
good.
like
Don't-
suffering from heartache
don't-
and things?
Don't worry about me. I'm all right. I'm like terribly depressed 90% of the time, but I'm all right. I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So if someone wants to come to you for a track, can they just bring in their own thing, or would you help them out with like just fine-tuning stuff?
I would. I mean, I have people who've reached out to me for advice about mixing and production and things like that, and I have helped. So yeah, I'm always open to people hitting me up with ideas.
Do you ghost produce?
Um, let's say, let's skip that question, shall we?
Because he does.
Because everybody generally skips that question, you know. So.
Actually, no.
No?
I've had a few people go,
Do they
I ghost produce.
Do they
but-
drop names too?
Oh, hell
'Cause-
no.
no,
Oh, come
alright.
on, man. Why
Yeah.
would they do that?
Okay.
Why would a bro mess a bro up?
I wouldn't say I've necessarily ghost produced, but I've definitely helped people out with songs. I've produced
Great.
for people, you know, so not as a ghost producer, but as a producer. You know.
Okay. So, what's next from your camp now that you've dropped yours truly?
I had like 2 releases at the end of last year. Could Be Love, Yours Truly, both of which are performing much better than I expected them to. So I want to take a little break and like really work on some good stuff before I put something out. You know, I don't want to rush it. I want every single song to have an impact. So
Okay. Would the future see you maybe taking up DJing?
that is the plan. I mean, I've thought about it, but I haven't really had the time to. Actually, I can't DJ. You know, I'm a producer, so I need to learn that side of things. So hopefully, with time, I might.
I mean, after all, you told me that you're only 22, right?
I'm 23. I just turned 23, but
Happy birthday
Okay.
to you,
Yay.
and wish you all the best and things.
thank you. Thank you for this.
Jai Weva, man.
Jai Weva.
So, anything that you want to tell producers who are really inspiring to be the next you, if they are already?
Wow. Quality is everything. I think a lot of people don't really understand that because people think, okay, I've got a great melody, I've got great lyrics. Why isn't my songs really making it to a certain YouTube promoter or a certain radio station? And that comes with quality, you know. I mean, I had
That's true. Radio stations really do look for quality. That's like one of the most important things. Your mixing and mastering needs to be on fleek.
so do promoters and producers who want to help you out. Everyone's looking for quality, and once you get that, all the doors are going to start opening.
And originality. How
Yeah.
can we forget that?
Yeah.
Cool, man. It was nice catching up with you,
It was.
and here's to seeing more of you this year.
You will.
Big up to the Yamaha Music Center and the Surya Village because they're awesome peeps.
And thanks to Decibel.lk for having me.
Jai Weva.